New tonight, a Where's the Money investigation. Throughout the pandemic, patients have put their trust in hospitals, health plans, and medical providers.
Yes, but as medical staff worked tirelessly to save lives, the healthcare industry couldn't stop hackers from causing a record number of security breaches. And criminals aren't just getting a hold of medical data, they're also getting into that personal and financial information as well. Our Nate Morabito found nearly 1.5 million people impacted in the Carolinas alone since 2020.
We've learned the federal government is investigating more than 24 healthcare data breaches right now with origins in North and South Carolina, including cases involving well-known hospitals, health plans, and medical providers. Take it from someone who's received one of those dreaded letters.
I've never felt like it could happen to me.
When hackers capitalize on a healthcare company's vulnerability, it's the patient who risks losing the most.
We can't rely on them to keep it safe.
The problem is that a lot of the systems that we trust, they get hacked.
Dr. Mohammed Shihab is a software information systems professor at UNC Charlotte.
The question is not if you are going to be hacked or no. The question is, when are you going to get hacked?
He says no matter how hard the healthcare industry works to secure networks and detect attackers quickly,
The weakest link in all of this is the user.
hackers can always count on human error. Some of the biggest names in healthcare are on this list, under investigation by the federal government for breaches involving unsecured protected health information, victims of hackers, unauthorized access, and even theft. Office for Civil Rights data show healthcare companies in the Carolinas have reported breaches impacting at least 1.4 million people since 2020. When you hear that number, what do you think?
It's a very big number.
Dr. Shihab says the pandemic has made healthcare data even more desirable, used for ransom leverage, to sell on the black market, and for malicious reasons. And it's especially problematic since these companies are entrusted with employee files, financial information, and patient health records, which detail your family's private medical battles.
The problem with this kind of data, especially health data, it doesn't only affect you, it affects you and your relatives.
In light of the growing threat, he recommends patients only give what's absolutely necessary.
So basically, try not to release as much information about yourself in the system.
For your online medical accounts, he recommends two-factor authentication.
It adds another layer of defense.
And is a big believer in low-cost or even free password managers that create long random passwords for you, so you only have to remember one. And so it's more difficult for hackers to make you their next victim. A congressional report released just last month identified 8 healthcare companies, including one in North Carolina, fined a combined $13 million following federal investigations in 2020 alone. In hundreds of other cases, meanwhile, the government required corrective action aimed at preventing future breaches. Nate Morabito, WCNC Charlotte.
Certainly an eye-opening report there from Nate. And by the way, if you do want to check and see if your healthcare provider was in this breach, you can log on to our website, WCNC.com. We have a feature where you can search by the company's name. So once again, go to our website, find Nate's article right there on the homepage.